So let's talk about, we're gonna do some stuff from the guard, okay? So the first thing, let's look at the lenses. If this is MMA or self-defense, I definitely do not want to be in a sit-up position. Self-defense, I'm gonna get rocked with the knees, punches, and kicks. Okay, so we all should know that the best form of self-defense, I always say this, best form of self-defense is to avoid a fight. Second best form of self-defense is to run away, right? Third form of best self-defense is a weapon, concealed carry, knife, right? And finally, the fourth best self-defense after those three is jiu-jitsu, right? That's my theory, that's the way I see it, right? Because if you avoid a fight, you run away, and you have a weapon, those are the kind of the things you deal with. But when we go to jiu-jitsu, we want to make sure that we create distance and we're on our back, so that way we can throw the kneecaps, have the growing shots, up kick, and every time he's in his fight position, I create space and I go opposite of his back leg. Because if I go to the same side, I'm gonna get rocked with a punch or a kick. But if I come here and he tries to throw a back kick, right, throw a kick, I'm able to block, maybe get a bruised rib. Broken rib is better than a knockout. So this is self-defense. And then when I'm ready, I can up kick. When I finally create space, I create space, technical stand-up 101, all right? For sport competition, it's the opposite. Because there's no strikes, actually, if you stay here, it's not as good as a guard, right? This is good for self-defense. So for competition, this is better. But this is not good for self-defense. So I always make sure we make that clear. Does that make sense? So just don't neglect your self-defense. Practice your jiu-jitsu, but if you're ever gonna fight, don't stay here forever, okay? Now that I'm in a sit-up position, if I stay squared, this is not good for me. Because if you notice his back leg, he's strengthening his left side of passing. So actually, half of my left and half of my right are equally balanced, while half of his side is stronger than the other side. Does that make sense? So therefore, his strength is on his left side. His weakness is on his right side because he has no support on this leg. Me, I'm 50-50. So why would I combat with him 50-50 if he has strength on his left? So this is what I do. I just turn my angle. So now he has strength on his left, I have strength on my right. He's not gonna pass to my left, it's very hard because he has no support leg. Does that make sense? So anytime you start sit-up position, you automatically give half. If he switches his stance, switch your stance, then I switch my stance too. This already makes your guard harder to pass, okay? Before you start thinking of any technique, you have to understand why you're in the position you are, what you're doing, okay? So like really start thinking of concepts instead of techniques. And this goes for any rule, with the gi as well. Gi, no gi. Again, self-defense, I come back. Sport competition, no strikes, I can come up. So now what we're gonna do is we gotta make sure that if I'm in this position here, I want to, number one, make some sort of connection. If there's no connection, I can't control him. So once I make a connection, I can start like really working my sit-up position here, right? Once I make that connection, I have to start moving with an intent, with urgency. So from here, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my shin. I can start in a sit-up position and circle my shin in, or I can start in the shin position already. Now I have it real tight. I'm gonna use this palm and push his knee away. Because if I don't, he can start stepping around and passing. So I wanna block him from doing that. And now I'm gonna kick my leg up and fall to my shoulder. As I do that, I set up the one leg X. This is one leg X, Senkaku. So have you all done this position before? Okay, let's drill this position first. So again, we start here. We can start sit up, I post, and I go shin to shin. Or I'm already shin to shin, I go up, and I push the knee, I frame the knee. I'm gonna fall all the way back. As I fall back, I feed it in. I'm elevating him. And I'm pinching really tight. For most jiu-jitsu competitions, I'm not allowed to reap the knee, so my heel stays at his hip. So it's actually very safe on his knee. And I'm just pinching and I'm holding tight right here. This is great too for self-defense because if he tries to throw strikes, I'm able to keep distance. And I can even up kick if I want. So it's also good for self-defense, but let's just focus on why we're doing this for now. Okay, I'll do it one more time. Maybe go to this side so they can see. So we're here. Shin. Pay attention how I elevate and how I push. I come back up and I pinch very tight. Okay, and just all we're gonna do for now. Notice my hips are off the ground. I'm not like this. I'm engaging my core and I'm pinching. Toes pointed out. And sometimes I even add an extra support, or I wrap the leg. Okay? Any questions? All right, let's do it, guys. 1, 2, 3. Right? So we're in the same position. And as I start setting everything up, I'm just having a hard time sweeping him. Like, I can't, even when I do, maybe he uses this as a base to kind of step back. Yeah, it's just very tough. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to transition to another position from here. Right now, this is one leg X, Ashigarami. I'm going to switch to an X guard from here. But it's not a traditional X guard. It's what we call like modified X guard. So what I'm going to do is bump him one more time just to create space, right? And then this arm's going to swim underneath. And now I get into X guard here. This leg is blocking his back step. If I do this, all he has to do is step back and he starts passing. So it's very important that I block. So now if he tries to do the same, he can't. Notice I flare my knee out, right? Because if I stay here, he can actually hurt my LCL. I've hurt my LCL like this before. So don't point the knee up because he's going to twist your knee. Point it out. So now if he tries to step back, you're doing like a hamstring curl. This foot, I bring it to this side and I feed this on my shoulder, okay? And I'm also wrapping around the kneecap. And so now I'm underneath him. It's a very good sweep for me. And all I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna do a technical stand-up. If I do a technical stand-up, he'll actually pass. I'm gonna do a sit-up, like the old PE sit-up. I'm gonna extend my legs, sit up, and then technical stand-up. And then from here, doesn't matter. I don't care what you do from here. I just want you to work on the sweep. Okay? So sometimes I know that they're hard to sweep, and so I'll go for this automatically. This is just like another option. So I push forward, I come in, maybe I don't bump him, look. Or let's say he does this, I go here, look, and I start sweeping, setting up my X guard here. And so now that I'm here, I'm gonna extend my legs. I'm underneath his hip. I'm here, look, I extend, sweep, technical stand up, and pass however you guys want. Double unders, knee cut, I don't really care. This position is real popular too because you can do this from a scramble. You can do it from mount, right? So like if he's in mount position, go ahead and mount. It's real simple. I bump, same thing. Look, I start wrapping the same way and I can start feeding it right away. Okay, if he tries to put pressure with his knee, I use both hands. So I make his knee stay straight. Because if I don't, look what he's gonna do. He's gonna put pressure, make it uncomfortable. So I stay here, bump, sweep, and start passing. Okay, just really focus on your leg. It's actually gonna be easier than the other ones. Make sure it's fed on your shoulder, not on your bicep. Because you put on your bicep, they can escape. Put it on the shoulder, very tight to your neck. Use your head also to trap his foot. Okay, and trap that knee. Any questions? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. So the next thing we're gonna do, I go shin to shin, I push the knee, I fall. Notice, look, I elevate the leg so I can pass it through. Okay, now what's very common here is people peel off your foot. Okay, and it's actually very effective if you peel off the toes. Yeah, like this. So when he does that, I'm gonna time it. He peels off the toes, I'm gonna kick to make him step. I'm gonna do the same thing, re-angle and get tighter. So he does it again, it's a good drill. Do it again, I kick, make him step. Now look, my hips are elevated, everything is very tight, my knees are pinched. I'm gonna pick my hips up and hip out. And I get the bump. From here, if you don't feel comfortable with leg locks, you get the sweep, you come up. If you feel comfortable with leg locks, you can attack the ankle, okay? I'll do it the other side so they can see. So let's switch. So we go shin, grab the knee, look how I elevate it in the air, pass it through, and I pinch, okay? He peels off the toe, it stays on the bottom, right? I'm gonna push him to make him step, and I re-grab. He does it again, just for a drill. Step, okay, now I'm gonna sweep. Look, as I sweep, I bump and come up here. If I want the sweep, technical stand-up. If I want the ankle lock, I don't get deep, I get shallow. I use the blade of my wrist, so they can see. I use the blade of my wrist, I grab, I pinch tight, and now I can go belly down. I could stay to the side. You guys know ankle locks, right? I can come back. I like to go to my side because if I go back and he has flexible ankles, he can come back up. So every time, go back down, please. I try to stay to my side, right? I could even belly down this way and start coming up forward. Now he can't come up. Or if you don't want to be that ugly with the leg lock, I can put my shoulder on the mat and slowly just arch my back until we get the tap. Very safe. I'm not hurting the knee. I'm not reaping either. So very simple. So we're looking at the sweep and the ankle lock. Okay, you guys want to see one more time? Okay, so same thing, shin to shin, push the knee. I elevate him up. I come up. He peels the toe. I bump. The only reason I'm bumping is to keep him guessing off balance. Because if I don't bump, what's going to happen? He's going to peel and he's going to start to pass and create some damage. So I need to, as he peels the toe, whether he punches or whatever, I need to get him off balance and keep attacking. And then I could bump, and then I could start attacking. If your style you like to pass, come up and start working your pass. If you like the leg lock or the leg locks, same thing. I grab, look, my shoulder goes to the side. I'm very shallow on the leg, right? Don't go, if you go deep, you're actually helping him. I want to go shallow. I want him to think he can pull his leg out. He pulls his leg out, he makes it tighter for me. Put my shoulder on the mat, and I just keep going using the blade of my wrist. Okay, it's pretty safe. Okay, so one leg X, bump them, reconnect, dump them on the floor, come up to sweep, or finish the ankle lock. Questions, guys?
Without putting your other foot on him, both of your feet underneath him?
No, so actually...
And that one was like not...
Yeah, go back on the ground real quick. Yeah, so like I can finish the ankle lock here, or I can finish it here. It's a little bit advanced. Right now, just stay here for now. Okay, because I don't want to like turn his knee. That's kind of why I backed off of it. So just be careful when you do it. Okay? All right, that's a good question. Okay, any other questions? All right, let's do it. 1, 2, 3.